The year was 536. Across Europe, the Middle East, and Asia, the sun refused to shine. A dim, pale disk hung in the sky, casting only a ghostly light. Crops withered, famine spread, people whispered the world was ending. Historians later called it the worst year to be alive. But what really happened? Tonight, we open the vault. This is Obscura Vault, the dark sun. Our first witness to the apocalypse comes from Procopius, a Byzantine historian. He wrote, "The sun gave forth its light without brightness, like the moon during this whole year. For 18 months, daylight looked like twilight. Shadows vanished. People across the Mediterranean believed the heavens had turned against them. In China, chroniclers recorded summer snow. In Ireland, monks wrote of bread shortages so severe that entire villages starved. Imagine waking up each day for over a year and never seeing the sun. Crop failures and famine. Agriculture collapsed. Without sunlight, temperatures dropped by 2 degrees Celsius, an enormous shift for medieval societies. Tree ring evidence from Ireland and Scandinavia shows the worst growth in 2,000 years. Fields failed. Livestock died. In China, reports describe yellow dust falling like rain, killing crops and sparking mass migrations. In Scandinavia, archaeologists found mass graves dated to this period, evidence of famine and desperation. Some historians estimate that millions perished not by sword, but by the sky itself. The plague arrives. Just when survivors thought things could not get worse, they did. Only 5 years later, in 541, the plague of Justinian struck. Carried by fleas on rats, it swept through Constantinople and beyond, killing up to 50 million people, perhaps half the known world. Weakened by famine and cold, entire populations collapsed. The Byzantine Empire, once a titan, staggered. Some historians believe this catastrophe changed the balance of power, paving the way for new empires to rise. What caused the darkness? For centuries, the cause was a mystery. Medieval writers thought it was divine punishment. Some whispered of dragons eating the sun. Modern science tells another story. Ice cores drilled in Greenland and Antarctica reveal massive volcanic sulfur deposits from the years 536 and 540. The leading suspect, a colossal volcanic eruption in Iceland. Others argue it may have been the Ilopango volcano in El Salvador, one of the largest eruptions of the last 2,000 years. Whichever it was, the eruption blasted ash and sulfur high into the stratosphere, forming a veil that blocked the sun. And it was not just one eruption. A second eruption in 540 doubled the misery, plunging the world into what scientists now call the Late Antique Little Ice Age. Global consequences. In the Middle East, chroniclers describe dim skies and strange weather. In Ireland, famine records speak of bread that was gone for 3 years. The Sassanid Empire, Rome's great rival, was destabilized. The Gupta Empire in India fell into decline. trade networks fractured. In Northern Europe, migration surged as people fled hunger. Archaeologists link this to the movements of tribes that reshaped medieval kingdoms. A volcanic eruption had set off a domino effect across continents. Living through the apocalypse. Imagine it. Summer snow, fields that refuse to grow, animals dying, and skies that never clear. People lived in a permanent twilight, unsure if morning or evening. Superstitions ran wild. Some Christians thought Judgment Day had arrived. Others saw it as punishment for sin. In China, rulers faced revolts as peasants demanded to know why heaven had turned its face away. In Scandinavia, myths of Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods, may have been fueled by these darkened years. The science today. Harvard historian Michael McCormick called 536, quote, the worst year to be alive. Geologists studying tree rings, ice cores, and ancient records all agree. The decade following 536 was among the coldest in the last 2,000 years. The evidence points not to divine wrath, but to the raw, chaotic power of Earth itself. Volcanoes reshaped civilizations, no army, no empire, no king required. Legacy and lessons. Why does this matter today? Because it reminds us how fragile human societies are to nature's extremes. A single volcanic eruption dimmed the skies, ruined harvests, and triggered plagues, migrations, and collapses. In an age without technology, people could only endure or perish. Modern scientists warn that a supervolcano eruption could still plunge us into similar conditions: global cooling, crop failures, economic collapse. For all our satellites and science, we remain vulnerable to Earth's fury. Closing. 536 was not marked by a great war or the fall of a city. It was marked by something far simpler and far more terrifying: the sun refusing to shine. Famine, plague, collapse. The worst year to be alive. If you found this story chilling, subscribe to Obscura Vault for more history's darkest secrets. Until next time, remember, some vaults should never be opened.